Hi there, I'm Amanda Cromhote from Truth. Welcome to the Blind Loyalty Challenge. We interview world experts in loyalty blindly. We're hoping to create insight, spontaneity, and a lot of fun through the challenge. The challenge is about promoting the blind loyalty trust, and my book called Blind Loyalty, 101 Loyalty Concepts Radically Simplified. All profits from the book go towards the trust. We hope you enjoy the Blind Loyalty Challenge. Welcome, Mark. We have Mark Sage with us today on the Blind Loyalty Challenge. Mark is the VP of Loyalty and Member Experience at DFS, the Circle program. So, Mark, it's great to have you. And we're speaking to you. You're in Singapore and I'm in Cape Town. Is that right?
That is true. Nice to meet you, Amanda.
Yeah, wonderful. And thank you for joining the Blind Loyalty Challenge. So for anyone watching this, Mark has owned up and very passionately excited by what he said, that he's read the book, he's gifted the book of Blind Loyalty. So there's obviously not a question he's not going to be able to answer here. So off we go, Mark. So you were nominated by Simon Rowles. We had a wonderful interview with Simon a few months ago. So straight into it, your first question. Are you ready?
I am slightly nervous, but yeah, let's go for it.
So chapter 22 of Blind Loyalty is about coalition programs. You are not lacking in any experience in coalition programs. So the famous question is coalition dead?
No, definitely not dead. Having launched the coalition in Hong Kong and obviously being part of the launch of U Singapore as well, I think that demonstrates that coalition loyalty works, but I think it's changed. So if you look at the old coalitions, and it's let's be honest, it's easier to launch coalition when the group owns the majority of the brands. So with Dairy Farm, clearly it was a lot easier to get everybody around a table and lined up. But it doesn't mean that launching one in a different environment is impossible. It's just hard. But I think what we did differently with U Rewards was made it a digital program. And so whereas, in the past you were dealing with a plastic card, not really knowing where you're going to earn and managing it that sense, I think, having an app and driving it through there and driving an ecosystem at that level, where, you can order your groceries and you can buy insurance and all of that's brought together within the app experience, redefines what coalition loyalty is, but the fundamentals are the same. You're earning a common currency across your common purchases. And I think that's still a really strong proposition.
Great. And I love that. I love the way you've brought it to life with the digital experience. So the seamlessness for the customer. Fantastic. Because it's a debate that's never going to go away. But I love the way you said, no, it's not dead, but it's changed and it's got to evolve. So, okay. So chapter 64 in Blind Loyalty talks about gamification. So what do you feel is the power of gamification for loyalty programs?
It's a really interesting question because gamification has been around a long time. I find it interesting because a lot of people confuse gamification with games and gamification with sales promotion. And that's not to say that they're not good and important and perfectly valid marketing techniques. But I think when you confuse gamification with sales promotion, you're kind of missing a trick a little bit. So, we've always had sales promotion. We've always had spin and win. We've always had, games and things that, you go in and I don't know, you play a game on your phone and you win a coupon or whatever. They're all perfectly valid marketing techniques and they help to support a particular campaign and drive short-term engagement, and that's fine. I think when I talk about gamification, I mean mechanics of a loyalty program that create additional complexity and enrichment of that program.
Yeah.
So the classic would be kind of the frequent flyers, but it's essentially where you've got multiple currencies, multiple levers all running at the same time in an always on fashion. It's part of the program design. So, again, go back to my time at U Rewards. We did it at U Rewards with a base currency. We then had the stamp currency that got introduced, which was another way of earning, but it was a much shorter time frame to earn, whether it was on coffees or whatever. But those two things run together. And so what you're all trying to aim for is those kind of multiple steps that people are chasing. So the currency is always underpinning it. And then you've got other things that are driving additional shorter term behaviors, but additional types of recognition. So for me, it's just that separation. Gamification is good and works well in loyalty programs, and sales promotion is good and can support loyalty programs, but I don't try not to confuse the two things in one.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that the way you're saying it's like an always on technique, but it's part of the program. It's not running as its own separate thing. It's another mechanic to get engagement at the end of the day. Okay, my last question, short and sweet. So another chapter in the book, chapter 24, is around subscription loyalty. Is subscription loyalty, or is it just a paid for service?
I think it ultimately depends on how you're doing it. So in a sense of something like a Netflix or something like that, where you're paying a subscription to get a service, clearly those subscriptions have just like a gym membership, people just don't cancel it. So you keep going along and you forget to cancel it, or you think it's there and you'll use it later. I wouldn't describe that particularly as loyalty, because for me, loyalty is an active. And when I talk about loyalty marketing, it's for me, it's an active type of marketing where you're looking for people to realize that there are benefits and behaviors, and you're looking to change the behaviors off the back of it. Me paying for a Netflix subscription doesn't change my behavior. It might lock me in a little bit, but I don't see that as loyalty. Whereas subscriptions, in the sense of Amazon Prime, I would describe as loyalty, because I think the difference with Prime is there is an element of the kind of video streaming type subscription in there, but it's also got benefits that you want to kind of burn down. So if you're upfront spending $100 on Prime, you want to get your free delivery. You want to maximize what you're getting from that, and that causes you to center your purchases. It causes you potentially to even purchase more, and that's part of what loyalty for me is about. So I think it can form part of it. I think subscriptions within the context of a loyalty program can work very, very well, but it doesn't necessarily mean just by being a subscription that it is in itself a loyalty program.
Great, that's exactly how we talk about it in the book. But thank you for sharing that. And you did admit to me
I clearly took that away from the book when I read
it. No, you did admit to me before we started there was a little bit of a Prime addiction going on, so that's cool. I'm sure they'll be pleased to hear it. So thank you. They're great answers, great questions. So who would you like to nominate for the next Blind Loyalty Challenge?
I'm gonna nominate Anushree, who I've worked with at You. So we both joined You roughly the same time, and both obviously worked to launch You. And she's moving on to new things now, having left You. But I think she's very seasoned from a loyalty point of view, and I think would be a great one to have a chat to.
Wonderful. Great. Well, I don't know. So wonderful to reconnect or connect with someone new. So Mark, thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure to chat to you, and thanks for your energy and responses.
Fantastic. Thank you, Amanda. It's been fun.